Previously, on Rise of the Runelords, as the party continued their slow, methodical search through the haunted manor, hoping to discover any clues to the identity of the gruesome killer, they were presented with more and more oddities. Stained glass windows depicting the path to becoming a lich on each floor, destroyed bedrooms with only a painting of a woman named Aisha Foxglove left untouched, and yet another iron bathtub greeted them on their journey. Upon reaching the uppermost floor of the manor, the group came face to face with a wailing, ghostly apparition they discovered to be none other than Aisha Foxglove herself, the late wife of Aldern Foxglove. During their conversation, the party learned that she was murdered by somebody she named the Skinsaw Man, and that he still lurked somewhere within the house, likely already alerted to the presence of our meddling heroes. Pressing the specter for more information, the party learned that Aisha was not the only victim of the Skinsaw Man. He had killed many before and killed many after, and was likely the one who had brutally murdered the Sandpoint stablemaster Davrin Hosk. When the party pressed for the fate of her husband, Aisha Foxglove stated that Aldern Foxglove was no more. Only the Skinsaw Man remained. Knowing the only way to free this spirit and to avenge their friend would be to dispatch their killer, the group made their way to the basement in hopes of finding the Skinsaw Man and finally putting an end to his mad, malevolent murder spree. Today, the adventure continues.
Alright, so that is where we left off last time. You had just gone down into the sub-basement. It seemed to be more of a cave-like structure as opposed to a normal house basement. You had just come down the stairs and went down the southernmost path. You came into a long cave that stank of rotting meat. A source of the horrific smell is readily apparent. There is a swath of carcasses strewn about the floor. And then in the far northwest corner, there was a very shallow pool of water. And that is where we stopped.
Vicky, did you take your bath? Are we done with that? Okay.
No, you guys hadn't actually done any looking around in the room.
Yeah, so I as much as I would love to actually go up to that pool and figure out what's going on with it, I'm blind.
This is true.
I'm stuck with Grelda until I can get near Tarman and he can give me a shiny coin.
Oh, yeah. See if somebody remembered you. He does. Icky, stand still. Hold out a copper coin.
Okay.
Tarn sneaks up on the blind guy. That's what you're really love to do.
I'm going to need you to roll for that.
Really? Oh, you made me roll for 20.
Even Paddock could potentially get this one right.
This is true. Paddock is very, very sneaky.
I rolled way above a 20 because I rolled a natural 20. Son of a bitch.
What a waste.
I know, right? And suddenly the coin is glowing because I touched it.
Oh, look at that. Let there be light.
And everyone else went, ah!
So bright. Why is it so
Before
bright?
you do that.
Sorry, thank you.
I'm sorry, I thought he was the only one who was blinded. Everyone else knew I was coming up. Well, never mind.
I know what you were intending.
I knew what you were intending.
So Icky is gonna head over to this pool
All right.
and he's gonna investigate it
Oh.
because taking a look at it, seeing what he sees.
All right. Give me an investigation check then.
Wait,
I am aware that there's something.
You know it's a cool.
Hang on.
How bad was it? 5? That's not the worst. Come on, sometimes when you got really low, Sean still gives you something.
My investigation, because my pages went away.
The page just went away. Your investigation.
It's -1, so 4.
Not the right person to. No, so you go over. You see it as a very shallow pool, but you do see that there is one mostly intact body with the left arm missing at the elbow, but otherwise it's been there for a while, so it is mostly decayed, but it hasn't gone all the way to like a full skeleton. Then there is just random assortment of body parts, leg, arms, hand, part of a skull, just all like mixed in together. And as you're moving it around, you do actually find on one of the bodies, you do find an intact hand, mostly bone, but on one of the fingers is a pearl ring. And then you actually do, as you're moving, your feet do hit some coins. And as you take a few minutes to gather them all up, you do actually find about 50 gold total worth of coins, just scattered around in the water.
Wishing fountain, guys.
Throwing coins, throwing body parts, you know.
So as I'm like aware of this shallow pool of water with coins, I assume it doesn't give me any of the creepy vibes that I've gotten from the evil pools before.
No, this does not. It does not look nor feel like in the pools you're referring to. It is really just a naturally occurring, just a shallow pool. It's about 8 inches deep, about 4 feet across. It's an indent in the cave floor that water just has collected.
Okay.
So I'd like to point. We called that anger water. Just
Anger
reminding you.
water.
It was
Water.
evil anger water.
Hang on, sorry. So I'm just taking notes about the 50 coins, and I would like to take that pearl ring.
Pearl ring.
Yeah, take
It. You pull it off, and the entire finger comes off with it. So you're able to. So you like have the finger, and then you're able to just take the ring off of it, and then drop the finger back down.
Rings are more valuable if you have the finger that it was attached to.
I don't think that this is a goblin finger, Sunichi.
Doesn't matter.
Is Icky squeamish at all about human bone anatomy stuff?
I don't think so.
He has not seemed to be particularly thus far.
I mean,
Yeah, no, not generally not a squeamish bird in general.
without
So-
the finger, how do you size it?
All right, did the finger dropped into the water? Can I?
I said you don't have to. I was just describing it. If you really would have wanted to keep it, you absolutely
No, I
don't.
wouldn't want to keep it, but now given Sinishi's commentary, I might flick it at her. Sinishi, I'm going to give you the finger.
The finger.
That sounds like something Icky would totally do to Sunichi.
All right. That is all you find in that shallow pool.
Greta, you want to go back to where we were, and from now sneak around again?
Maybe somebody else investigate the pool too.
No, because Icky would have assumed that he would have found everything.
Oh, okay.
He wouldn't know that he rolled bad.
Let's put it this way: did Icky make it known that he found something in the pool, or has he just looked at it and flipped the finger off at Sunichi and off we went?
No, I'll let everybody know. Like, hey, so there's like I tell them what I found in the pool.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Now I'll go.
Not that I see.
I'm totally putting this finger bone in my
Is it
inventory.
investigation?
Yes, that's what I had Icky do, because he was actually like figuring out what was there.
Geisen, why don't you have a look at anything else over there? And Icky, let me see that ring.
I give Johnny the ring.
I detect magic.
Do you
The
do
only-
it sneakily?
Well, yeah, because it's at will.
It's just an ability. It's not really a spell.
Oh, okay.
So we'll give me a roll for Tarnan's investigate or Geisen's investigation, and nothing pings for you except the magic items that you already have. That is a shame because Icky found everything worth finding in that pool.
Oh, dude, how many 20s are you going to waste in the first 5 minutes?
Geisen is able to tell that with the rest of the limbs, that it would have been 2 other people in the pool. Like there is 2 bodies worth of limbs.
3 bodies with limbs.
I like how Icky wasn't like, that's too many arms and stuff. Where's the money?
He's just like money and shiny things. Meow.
All right, back the way we came, guys.
Do you mean back up to the house?
To the bottom of the stairs.
If anybody is having issues moving their characters, let me know.
I mean, I tend to
Thankfully this time, no, we're good. For me at least. We didn't test that, so this is a dangerous thing.
Alright, then you make it back to the stairs.
Yeah, the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get to the stairs, there's no time.
All right. Now from here, I will sneak down the northwest passage.
Alright, give me a stealth check.
I really don't want to roll this.
This will be a 1 because you wasted 2 20s.
You shut your mouth. Okay, I got a 12 plus 8, 20.
Alright. How far would you like to go?
I'll take the southwest path and I'll keep going.
Okay.
Checking out this little alcove. Do I see anything interesting here?
Let's see. No, it just seems to be a nondescript continuation of the cave that you have seen so far.
Okay, I'll come up a little bit. I can see that the one path kind of doubles back. Like so. I can see that, I can tell that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, there's a path that runs in the middle, and then there's a path that kind of doubled back over the north side.
Alright, you know what? Just wait. Nope, he doesn't give a shit. He will go to here. Check out this lump.
Sees that the cave continues further in.
Alright, push my luck.
Jill?
Oh, I see that.
Given that Tarnan just kind of stealthed away without saying anything,
Point of order before you say anything more. Did Sinishi just not hear him when we were way back in the cavern and said, okay, after he's done looking, lead us back to the stairs and then I'll stealth? If she didn't hear him, then keep going.
yeah, no, I very much did not hear that in any way, shape, or form.
Well, Jill didn't, or Sinishi didn't?
Yes.
Because I know Bill did say it. And Sinishi was there, so she would have heard it. Just depends on if she would have listened to
Did
it.
she really hear it? I mean, did she listen to it?
Yeah, no, I think especially at this point, kind of gone. I think she's kind of just gonna go start wandering down after him.
Okay, well, as Bill gets to this spot, to the northeast, you can see that the cramped tunnel opens into a large gulf with a cathedral-like ceiling, with the roof arching 30 feet overhead and dropping into a sloshing pool of foamy seawater 50 feet below. The steep stone ledge winds down to the water, its slope glistening with moisture and mold. A stone door, which you can kind of see. Stone door stands about to the northwest of this room. And you can also see directly across the way from you, and since you were so quiet, they don't notice you, but you do see what you would recognize to be ghouls, because you have met them before.
Ooh.
Just kind of slowly meandering, basically like zombie-like. They're kind of slowly meandering, picking at what looks to be a leftover arm or a piece of flesh. But because of your stealth roll, they don't notice you yet.
Okay. I message back to Sanishi. Hold up. I see 5 ghouls. You remember what ghouls are? I described it.
She was there with you. Like, everybody fought a ghoul at the in the graveyard.
Yep.
It would appear that Sanishi continues sneaking while you whisper this to her.
Well, I'm kind of
We
lost.
can't see where Tarnan is on our map.
No, you can't.
Okay, so I'm gonna be back here then.
So did I hear her coming up beforehand, or is she surprised?
I don't think she went all, because she would not have made it all the way to you. Like, she would have heard what you said before she made it all the way to you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just curious.
So I'm gonna say like I'm kind of back here.
Yeah, you would have been somewhere in that neighborhood when.
Yeah.
Let everyone else know, Sanishi. There are at least 5 ghouls. I can't see the entire room, but there are 5 ghouls meandering around.
Alright.
She responds back.
Yep, thumbs up.
I can't see a thumbs up. If that's what Sanishi does, I do not.
Which you would be fair.
She would. That is totally something Sanishi would do, is just kind of like, if you would like say, hey, you can respond to this message, you just kind of give a thumbs up to the air where nobody could see.
Thumbs up. Hey,
Hearing nothing after a minute or so.
sneaky.
Okay.
Thumbs up. Go back. I'm gonna go back to the people.
Okay. You don't have to move yourself all the way back. You can just say you go back to them.
Right. Okay, guys. Here's the thing. There's like 5 to 10 ghouls down there that we're gonna need to fight. That we get to fight. Super exciting. So, yeah. Let's go.
That being our only direction, we go.
Away. Away.
You're gonna have to lead us, Sanishi, because I don't know where we're going.
Shit, we're going this way.
To the northwest. There you go.
Ah, thank you. We were not
There we
stealthy,
go.
by the way, because
Oh,
So as
dude.
we come crouching down the hall, do I see the ghouls hear them? Do I see them change their attitudes?
Let me find out.
Okay, I'll let you find out. Meanwhile, back at the Geist page.
back at the where?
Geison's page, so I know it. I gotta start planning what he's gonna do with Ghoul.
Yes, they do. As everybody kind of starts tromping up, you see them all just like they all stop and they all turn and look and begin to hiss, and then they kind of split around and make their way towards you. So I'll have everybody roll initiative. Ooh, I get to do the battle music.
Hey.
Oh, crap. So I get.
Wow, Tarnan.
All the things.
I'm just waiting for this to go horrifically bad soon.
All right. So what does that give you all together?
24. And Geisen gets a 24.
Really?
My deck is higher.
Guessing it's a 24 as well. Damn.
Yeah, well, I don't know how, but he's got a plus 11 to initiative on his sheet here.
I do believe he does.
That seems dumb.
That's crazy.
That seems dumb.
All right. Then next, Icky.
15.
15. Grelda.
20.
And Sanishi.
15. 15.
Nice rolls.
Damn.
Yeah, good job, guys.
You guys all rolled higher than the ghouls.
And just as a note, the fact that Geisen has such a high addition to his initiative is actually really good because he can do crowd control, so he can like set the scene before the rest of us dart in. So that's good.
Oh, yeah, like laying down.
Perfect. I know someone who should be playing Geisen right about now.
Geisen.
Fair.
Okay, then I'm gonna ask you guys one at a time for your hit points since the combat tracker for Roll20 or for D&D Beyond doesn't add it yet. So what is Geisen's hit points?
Currently 30 out of 33.
30. All right. Tarnin's hit points.
Currently, what did he get hit from? 35 out of 39.
I think he got hit in the room. Did the room hit him?
Yes, the spores.
Oh, that's right.
So 35 out of 39. Grelda.
67 out of 67.
All
No
right.
ouches thus far.
Icky.
36 out of 45.
Icky was cold and got hit by spores, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Icky got cold twice. And Sanishi's hit points.
46 out of 57.
57. All right.
Yeah, because I got super allergied up.
Yeah, you did.
I missed.
All right, then Geisen is up first. All right, actually, Bill?
And so, yeah.
There we go.
There we are. He's back.
If
Sorry,
you want, you can
you
have
wasted
it,
your
but I
time,
mean,
Icky.
Usurps Desna, and
Takes over as a god. Okay,
Yeah.
what?
the DM said it, so it's fiction now.
yeah.
Cannon.
That's what I heard.
Okay, so
See?
Sasha
No,
and
Oh, we lost him then.
wield them both as hand axes.
so now that I'm back,
Oh,
Tarnin and Geisen can go in whatever order they choose.
Your video's gone.
Good lord.
Yeah.
Maybe?
You don't
No,
have to be
I can see it on the screen. WTF.
yeah, we can't see you.
You can hear me though, right? What the shit?
John, just don't talk with your hands.
That is not possible.
This is probably what he's doing anyway.
Oh. There we go.
Preparing for tea.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
And see me. Okay, so as I was saying, Geisen and Tarnin, you can go in whatever order you choose.
Tarn steps a little bit. Geisen steps up behind him. He can see the... What is the range on that? 5, 10, 15...
So, wait. So, Geisen moved up behind Tarnin? Okay.
45 is less than 60, so he casts web on the last 3. Right there. Perfect.
Alright, that is... How big of an area does that hit?
20-foot cube.
20-foot cube. Alright, 20-foot cube, 60 feet away. Let me do ba da. Come on. There we go. Come on. There we go. Ba. 20 foot. Square.
Icky and I are just imagining what's happening on the battlefield right now.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Let Alright, that.
I have been told that there are ghouls. I see no such ghouls.
I can smell them.
Just make sure I got this right. Oh. Go with this. So right about there. Hit those 3.
Yep.
Alright. Then what do they have to roll? It's a creature that...
That's 16.
Each creature that starts its turn in a web or that enters it must make a dex save of 16. Otherwise, that is restrained. All right. Okay. Then is Geisen going to do anything else?
Let's see, he moved up there, he cast a spell, and I don't think he has any bonus stuff, so nope, he's in a pretty decent spot. People can get past him. I think he'll stay right there. You can see the action.
All right, then Tarnan.
Tarn trusts that the rest of the party will save his ass after he does something stupid.
As he met his party.
Thanks.
I was unaware that Tarnan had been drinking today.
Moves up 15 feet, see a little bit more what's going on. And 5, 10, 15, 20. Shite. It's 30.
Yeah, you're 30 from the nearest 2, and then 35 from the other 3.
Oh, that's...
Stops going first. He'll move to there. He will cast Hex on the first guy.
Alright.
And is that like a berm of some kind where he's sitting in or did he just drop off the edge? I didn't even realize that. Is that
It's a pretty steep drop. Not where he's at now. That's a little bit down, but
hide right there.
what was that? I'm sorry?
Bonus action hide.
You try, but there's nothing to hide behind. You're literally...
That lip that he's, right in between was something. Is that nothing?
That is a lip that goes... It goes out and then down. It doesn't go... It's not raised. Like, you literally... It's like the edge of... And then it goes down about, 45... Yeah, about 60 degrees down into the water. There's nothing...
Where he's at is relatively flat.
Say what?
Where he's at is relatively flat.
Yes.
He's gonna try. Disadvantage?
For hiding?
Yeah.
Disadvantage against advantage. I mean, because you're literally kneeling down in the middle of an open room. So you can absolutely try.
I mean, theoretically with them looking at you.
This is the first time in months that Tarnan has tried to hide in the middle of a room where there's nothing to hide behind. Give him this moment.
Seriously, as far as actions go, what you can do with bonus, trying to hide in the middle of plain sight is probably better than just sitting there with his thumb on his backside.
Or you could use your action and you could hold your action for something to happen. You could use a defend action to give creatures disadvantage when they're attacking you. You could use a dash action to move further. Like, there's a lot of stuff you can do that might actually help.
Well, I don't want to get closer to them.
Okay. But you can,
the bonus action, I had to use my action to cast Hex. That's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
And my bonus actions are dash, disengage, or hide. Well, I'm not going to get... Saying dash and don't move doesn't make any sense because I've got 30 feet of movement, or I got 15 feet of movement left.
Okay.
So disengage, I'm not engaged.
Okay.
As far as actions go, I don't get another action. I only get a bonus action now.
Okay.
This spell is an action, so I'm hide is all I can really do. And if I get it, great. If I don't, whatever. So what's my DC? 30?
I can't tell you that.
Oh, come on.
Well, you're not going against a DC. You're going against 5. You're going. You're going against the perception of 5 creatures who all have advantage on you.
Great. There, now there's the natural one. Done.
So Taryn thinks that he is now stealth?
All good.
Stealthy likes initiate.
Alright, well, if your turn is done, it is now Grelda's turn.
Alright. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now I can see in the room. 30, 35. Then I guess I'm gonna dash to get closer.
Alright.
5, 10. Actually, 10.
Oh, before she goes any farther past me, when can I use these inspiration cards?
Whenever you want.
Let me make sure I understand this. For the duration of the encounter, you and an ally within 10 feet do not grant advantage.
Yep. If you want to play it.
She passes me and tap her on the shoulder and say, I got you back. Go all out.
Alright, I need both of you to remember that you have that little passive ability on yourselves. Because I might
How
forget.
long do I have it for?
Until the encounter's done.
Until the encounter's done. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Because I can't attack on this turn, so I just want to make sure it wasn't one turn. That's all. That's all she got.
It's all right.
She makes a face.
Alright, Icky.
Alright, let's see here. I'm not entirely certain how. So I get, since Icky doesn't really know what's ahead, he wouldn't just like fly in and go nuts. So he's gonna lumber forward.
I told you. 5 to 10 things.
Well, I mean, because if I
Ready to
so
fight.
at where I'm at now is like how high is the ceiling?
Where you're at now, it's about 10 to 15 feet. It's once you get into the room is when it kind of cathedrals up.
Okay. So I couldn't even like fly over. So I could
You can move around her.
Okay. Well, so if I flew, I had 75 yards or 75 or 70 feet to work with.
Okay.
10. Okay, yeah. So Icky is gonna just like he's gonna fly in, and fly here. That seems kind of stupid.
You would I mean you would be able to see the web on the ground, so you probably wouldn't land in it intentionally. It would be easy for you to see.
Okay, cool. All right, so I will fly here then,
All right.
and I'm gonna lay the. Can we not let Moonin fly in the dice, please?
Hey, Sean, while
Yes,
he
sir.
fixes that, am I being presumptuous to say that she would have raged on her way running over there, or do I have to wait till my next turn because I've got to say it out loud? Totally fair either way.
I'll give you that. That's fine.
Okay.
That's your second rage, right? So that's it for you?
I get 3, don't I?
Oh, do you? I do not know.
I'm pretty sure I get 3. Are you marking it off, or should I?
I don't know if I did or not last time. Let me
Okay,
check.
I will check. While this continues.
I did mark it off last time, so yes, you get 3. So I just marked off a second one.
Okay, cool.
All right, so Icky, go nuts.
Icky going on with Icky, Icky with the natural 1 on that one.
That would be a miss. Then in that case, since it was a natural 1, stand by, show. All right, I will deal 1 to Ike. Boom. What does that say, good sir?
It says, Straw dies, you won the campaign. I don't think you gave. Oh, setback. All right.
Yep.
So I get which one do I? Is it the
Let me.
slashing one, right?
Yes.
Well, let me double check. It's
Well-
unarmed strike.
It would be. It would be the top one.
Okay. Terrifying slash. Maximum damage. I don't
That is definitely the wrong one.
Yeah, I mean, it says setback on it.
Though that... Oh, there we go. That's because it's the wrong deck. This is the one that I want to give you.
No take back, C's. You gave me that one. It's maximum damage.
Your weapon's damage is reduced by a quarter.
But I don't have a weapon.
You're cramp. No, that would be the cramp. Yep.
Oh.
Take a 1d4 penalty to your next 2 attacks.
Ooh.
So roll a d4 for me.
Jesus. 3.
3? Okay, so you have -3 to your next 2 attacks.
Great.
So go ahead and roll for your second one.
12 is better than 1. What's that modifier? 8. So 20.
20 minus 3 is 17. You still hit.
Yay.
So give me damage for that.
1d6. 5.
5 damage? All right.
1d6 plus 5, so 10 damage.
10 damage, damn. Okay, so you walk up. Your first one with your left, you like hyperextend your arm and you just get like a terrible like Charlie horse cramp in your shoulder. And as you go down like screaming in pain since you completely missed him, you actually come clawing down and just like your fist goes right into the top of its head. And you see its head actually go down and it lets out this horrible shriek as this brownish, brackish blood starts coming out of its nose and its ears.
I'm going to use a key point and lay down a flurry of blows.
All right, your first one has -3 to it, so go ahead and make your attack.
Let's see. So 13 minus 10, and what was it? Plus 8, so 18.
That hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Fucking 8 does.
Fuck yeah, right.
That is a 6 plus 5, so 11 damage.
11?
Yeah.
All right. So you snake back out with the same one that you cramped with, and you manage to catch it right on its neck, and your claw rakes deep across its neck at an angle, and it's coughing up blood. Blood is just draining down its neck. It's still alive, but barely.
No, I only get the second attack on the initial attack. I don't get it off.
Well, you did Flurry of Blows, so it gives you 2 more.
Oh, okay.
Flurry of Blows,
Right.
you use a key point to do 2 additional strikes.
Okay, cool. All right, so next attack. So this one is without that -3.
Yes, this
right?
this is just whatever.
Because so this is a 22.
Damn, yes, you definitely hit.
And we are dealing less damage with this one, 7.
7? That's enough. So you claw it across the neck with your first one, and your second one you just reach up and just grab its neck and snap it, and it dies. It just drops.
Like a bitch.
Like a bitch.
Reaches into his chest and rips the heart out.
Would you like to do anything else?
Can I tear off a finger and throw it at Sanishi?
No, that would be a full action.
Okay, never mind. No, I'm done then. I kind of like.
She's also like really far away.
Then Sanishi, it's your turn.
All right. Well, basically, I'm going to see what I can do to get into this room and get in on this action.
Action.
How do you do the measure-y thing?
The fourth button down on the.
It's a circle with a little ruler on it.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you go up one day, you gotta just pick one of I can't remember which one it is, but snap to center is the one I use. Moonin,
Hey, move!
chill. Yeah, bop the fuck out of that. Adorable kitty bitch.
You need to chill out, and Loki, you need to chill too.
Yeah, the cats are being bastards because it's feeding time.
Oh,
And
okay.
But they've been bastards for the last like 2 hours,
So they can kind of really go fuck themselves, yeah.
Speaking of
Whoa!
not bastards, but time, Sean, do you have child checking times planned for tonight?
Yeah, I'll do it at 8:30 since we started late.
Okay.
Because I checked on him a little earlier.
All right.
Well, yeah, I guess that's 30, so...
I mean, you can use a dash action.
Yeah,
to
you-
get-
Yeah.
That's it.
Wee! And then...
And that would be right on the edge, like you're right on the precipice of the steep drop into the water.
Wee!
So that's a precarious place to be, but
Precarious.
Especially with your rolls, Jill.
I know, right?
I'm going
yeah.
to try and jump across.
I'm totally no. I have seen what happens when we try to jump off tables. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm totally using a dash action.
All right, where are you going to try and get to? Because if you have 30, you can get right to the bottom of the ghoul next to Grelda.
Yeah, I think that's.
Or we can go left.
Or you can go left and go around. But to be next to that ghoul, you would have to walk into the web.
That's an okay. That's the green zone.
Yep.
I don't really want to walk into the web, so I think I'm gonna go. Plot myself there.
All right.
And I'm done.
That would be
That's-
your turn. All right. So, ghoul B. Okay, the ghoul that is right above you, since you just walked up, it is gonna take a shot at you. At you there. 2 attacks. The first one. What's your armor class, Jill?
My AC is 16.
It's not going to do it. And that's not going to do it. So it's first, it strikes at you with its claws, and it actually rakes across your mail. And then it comes to try and bite at you, and it gets right on your shoulder again, where you have a protective layer, and its teeth just kind of clang against it, and then it pulls back and hisses at you.
Cool.
Then,
I'm gonna use my inspiration card
okay.
because after an enemy misses me, I can use my reaction to make a single target attack with advantage, and I'm gonna attack this fucker.
All right.
Oh, wait. You haven't,
Yeah.
you haven't successed yet.
I'm
No
not
high
successful
fives yet.
Yes, and so you do an attack against it with advantage. So it'd be roll 2 d20s, take the higher, and then add all your whatever your pluses would be, which would be +8.
You don't want this
Have you seen my rolls?
one. Well,
And no dice does me good. Alright, so 12.
+8.
12 plus 8.
That's what your That's what your modifier is.
I
So
appreciate you looking that up for me.
That definitely hits.
Cool.
So yep. So you roll for the damage, which is 1d6 + 5.
1d6 plus. Oh, that's why that was looking over it. I'm on the ass on my shit. D6 7.
7 damage.
Yes.
All right. Then as the ghoul's teeth come down and hit your mail, like it pauses for a second, and you just kind of like your axe just embeds into its side, and then you pull it back out as it stands back up. And it has a fairly significant wound in its side. All right, so that one's turn is done. And you use.
Okay, my question though here, since I am dual wielding, each one of my attacks is 2 attacks.
No, you're dual wielding, so you use your bonus action as to do your offhand attack.
Okay.
So you have an attack, and then your bonus action is your offhand attack.
Okay.
Just since you're dual wielding and you took that feat, you can use your modifier on that offhand attack where most people wouldn't.
Okay.
All right, then the next ghoul, these 3 are in the web, so I need to roll a 16 on a dexterity saving throw. That one is not going to do it. So that first one fails it.
Sean,
Yes.
creature restrained by the webs can use its action to make a strength check against DC.
Yes. But I have to do the... It says the creature that starts its turn, so I have to roll the dexterity check first. And then I can use the strength check after, as its singular action. So yeah, it's gonna try a strength check against the DC, since it's stuck. That is a 12-1. Nope. So the first one is just restrained and just freaking stuck. Next one, same difference. That's not going to do it. It's going to try and pull free with its strength. That's not going to do... God damn, my rolls are awful. Oh, yeah, the next one, same thing. That's... No, good lord. All right, all 3 of them are currently restrained in the web. Let me just double check on... Just want to double check on restrained exactly, because I think that gives you guys advantage. A restrained creature's speed becomes 0. Attack rolls against it have advantage. And it has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So if they survive till their next turn, they have disadvantage on their dex throws to try and get out of it. And anybody who attacks them has advantage. And we are back up to Geisen.
Okay.
If we step in that green square, we also get stuck, right?
You would have to roll the same thing, yes.
Okay.
You have to roll a dex to see if you get stuck, and if you do get stuck, you can use a strength check to try and get out of it.
How'd you guys do that movement thing?
The measuring?
Yes.
On the left, I think it's like the 4th one down, there's a circle with kind of a ruler coming out of it at an angle.
Yep.
No, it is Snap to corner.
Alright, I'm going to take 2 minutes really quick and just go double check on the kids since it's 8:30. So give me just a second.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yup. That has been injured.
Is 30 feet. That's perfect. Or at least it works. So he's going to cast Toll the Dead on him.
Alright.
He needs to succeed a wisdom saving throw or take 1d12 damage.
Oh, they're super wise. They're ghouls. They're known for their wisdom.
He's fifth level. Geisen's 5th level, correct?
Geisen is 5th level, yes.
Okay, so it's 2d12 that he takes. Unless he makes his save.
He rolled a 4, so he definitely did not make his save. What kind of damage is that?
This is necrotic.
Alright. He does not have resistance against that. So go ahead and roll that full damage then.
Full damage being rolled. 10 and 10, so 20 points.
20 points?
At
So
least he didn't heal him.
well, no. So Geisen holds out his hand, the black necromantic magic converges, and the creature's head just collapses in on itself. More like it, you can see the bones crushing as the head gets smaller and smaller, and then it's the size of a fist, and the creature just kind of falls over and actually tumbles down into the water.
Damn it. He fell over 5 feet away?
He did. Well, 5 and a little bit. He's about 6 feet tall, so just kind of over the edge.
Web caught it. He just fell into the wet. How are you gonna move him if he's at the bottom?
Go down there. It's the only way you can do it. Alright, does Geisen have anything else he would like to do?
He's saving his reaction. He doesn't have a bonus that I see here. Let's see. I can check that. 1 second, please.
I don't know if he does have any bonuses.
Well, he's got one thing you can do with bonus action, but we're not gonna worry about that right now.
Oh no, that wouldn't make any sense. Alright, then it is Geisen's turn. Or Tarnin's turn, I'm sorry.
What the hell? How come that is so close?
Because he's special.
I guess he is. Tarnin uses the bonus action to move his hex into the next target.
Alright. Oops.
He moves 15 to here. And he holds his action.
4.
Until he has advantage on an attack. If someone steps up close to it, as soon as someone steps up close to it, then he can attack.
Okay. As soon as someone comes next to that creature. Alright.
Point of order, you
Yes.
have advantage already, Tarnin?
What?
Because they're webbed.
Yes.
Oh.
They are restrained by the web, which means all attack rolls have advantage.
Then... Hey, can I work on that then?
How far back? Like your movement as well?
No, the movement will be the same, but I would put the target on the other guy.
On 1 up? Yeah, we can do that.
Wow. Yep. Okay, so, and then I'll attack that guy.
Alright.
Where the hell? There it is. I've got a freaking 9 is my... With advantage, I got a 9.
With advantage, okay.
Hold on, let me see what my bonuses are.
Well, you have a if you're throwing the dagger, you have a +8.
Yep. So I rolled a 17 there. Oh, I got a modified 17.
17, that hits.
Yay! 24 plus 5. That is a 7.
Okay, 7 damage on it.
With sneak attack.
Yep.
Hold on. Sorry, it's been a while. Sneak attack is only 2d6, right?
Sneak attack is 2d6, yes.
Okay, 2d6 and a d6 for the hex.
Yes.
Okay, that's better. 5, 10, 12 points.
Alright, so 7 and 12, so that's 19 points of damage so far. Alright.
Right. Alright. Because he hit with the first attack, he gets to go again on the second attack. That's a little better. 14, it's going to hit then.
Yes.
No sneak attack, just a d4. For 4 and a 5 is 9 more.
9, okay. Then your very quickly, both daggers sink into its chest at angles. They both bury themselves fully in, and it falls back and it twitches a couple of times as it falls. It hits the ground and just stops.
Nice, nice.
All right.
Who's
Then,
next?
Grelda's next.
I'm gonna attack with Sasha.
What?
Shocking.
No.
Shocking no one.
And you have advantage on it.
So what was that?
You have advantage on it because it's restrained.
Yep, so I got 2 glitter dice. Let's see how we do. Oh, 19.
That
Plus
definitely
whatever.
that
Doesn't
definitely
matter.
hits.
Alright, and then my damage is 1d12 plus 5 plus 2. 1d12. 11. So 16, 17, 18.
18, good lord. All right. Yes.
She mad.
She very mad. You walk up, and with your swing, you just carve across its stomach, and you open it up, and just like these like aged, disgusting entrails begin to spill out, and the creature, like, it actually starts to try and push them back in. It's still alive, but it's trying to shove them back in.
All right. Well, I think that's all I got.
Do you
I
have?
didn't kill it.
You have 2 attacks, don't you? Did you get?
No, I've only got one. Because he didn't die, so I don't get my second one.
Rage. No, you're right. You're right.
Okay. I mean, I'd like to, but I'm assuming I don't.
You do not. All right.
Okay.
Then, if that is the case, it is Icky's turn. Oh, there he is. All right. Tis Icky's turn.
Take a turn.
Take a turn.
Can Icky? Well, no. Can Icky fit? That no. How do I just want to ping them out.
Yes, I would say Icky can fit in that spot. I know where you're
All
looking. Right. You just click and hold to ping it.
Oh, I just wasn't holding enough. Okay.
Yes, hold it. Yes, I would say anybody could fit in that space.
All right, cool.
And you have advantage on the attacks because he's restrained.
Excellent. Cool. I'm gonna take my first roll, which gives him an old claw of 21.
21. That is a hit.
That's bullshit. 6 damage.
6 damage.
Yeah.
That one had been wounded previously.
Mm-hmm.
So you walk up and almost nonchalantly you just kind of backhand him, and the back of your hand hits the side of his head, and it just snaps to a 90-degree angle, and he just falls over.
I got like some Plants vs. Zombie shit going through my head.
So he is dead.
Just because Icky's as smart as a plant.
All right. Would you have anything else you would like to do, good sir?
No, I'm good.
All right. Then, Sanishi, it is your turn.
When I enter the green stuff, or the web area, can I walk regularly?
You need to, if you enter it, you have to make a dexterity saving throw and beat 16. If you beat that, then yes, you can walk regularly. If you don't, then you're restrained.
Okay.
Can either Icky or Grelda use a half action to throw her so she can attack in flight?
No. Not with how heavy a half orc is.
Hey, I'm strong.
Wait, are you implying that we could do that to the little people?
Dude, imagine she just braces off of the side of Sasha, and then and Grelda just swings like a bat and just flings her.
Well, I was more thinking, can I throw Grelda and her and Sasha can do an aerial attack?
I'm going to be honest, I might let you try it if it was closer than 20 to 25 feet away.
I'm going to be honest, Grelda would not let you try that.
Don't toss the dwarf.
Oh, fuck me.
No one tosses the dwarf.
Everyone knows how dangerous dwarves are over short distances.
Yep.
How
They're
does
born
the web-
sprinters.
Does the web have a duration on it, or is it?
It's 10 rounds or until Geisen drops it. Oh, up to it's a concentration spell up to 1 hour.
Fucking Geisen.
Fucking Mason, he's always getting up in my way.
Literally saved us from being attacked by 4 different ghouls, and we're bashing him here.
Have you met me? Hi.
Sanishi is made for bashing.
The question I would ask is, Sanishi, in character, would she actually, think about running into the web, or would she just run into it?
No, I don't think so. I think she just kind of drawn.
She's a seasoned warrior.
She is.
She is.
Okay.
I mean, she is, but she's also kind of headstrong. And I mean, this isn't a goblin, though.
It is not.
It looks like it could have been a goblin.
If someone
See, but the thing is, like,
to kill.
the thing is, I do also have a whip I could use now. That gives me a 10-foot radius.
With it good.
So, like, I could theoretically run the full way around, wait another fucking turn.
You theoretically you could.
But that's super annoying.
You know what they say? When a goblin comes along, you must whip it.
Do I need to change Sinishi's like picture to like Debo with the hat?
Yes.
Somebody needs to Photoshop a Debo hat onto Sinishi's picture.
Done.
Oh god.
All right, Joe, what are you gonna do?
Well, running around honestly, okay, the most practical solution is just going straight in.
Okay, then take a step in and give me a dexterity saving throw.
That's promising.
That's a good start.
That's only
Not very dexterous.
Dexterity, she only has a +1.
So that's only
Ouch.
14.
So you are restrained. You can use your action to give me a strength check to try and break free and no longer be restrained, but that would be your action.
I am going to do that because I am pretty sure.
Okay, I believe it is just a straight strength check against 16.
Correct.
Really? Really? I rolled a fucking 3.
3. So Sinishi like takes 2 steps in, both of her feet get stuck, and she reaches down to try and pull her leg out, and then her hands get stuck. So she's kind of like
8? Because I have. Oh, wait. No, wait, I have a +8 strength saving throw modifier?
no, just straight strength modifier. You have a plus. Where are you? Where is Sinishi? You have a +5 to strength.
+5. So, okay, so with the 3 I rolled 8.
That's still not going to do it. So you are restrained in the web, kind of half bent over with like one of your hands also caught in it. And that makes
as bad as it could be.
that makes it the other ghoul turn.
You didn't go down and try to bite it.
Nah. Gnaw your leg off. As an action, I would like to gnaw my leg off. Alright, so the ghoul is going to make a dexterity saving throw to try and not be stuck again. That's a 1. That's not going to do it. And then it's going to make a strength check to try and get out of it. That is a 15 plus 1, which is a 16. But that just meets it, so that fails. So he's still stuck.
Okay.
Wait. Ty goes to the runner. Nope, yep. Alright, he is unstuck. He did use his action. But he can't actually move now. So 5, 10, 15. So he's going to move over there.
No! My short little legs can't reach him there.
And
Somebody's gonna have to touch ya.
that is going to be his turn. So back up to Geisen.
Actually, Tarn's gonna go first this time.
Okay.
Only because I got the advantage of seeing what's going on here.
Alright.
Bonus action, recall the daggers.
Okay. They come out of the corpse on the ground to your hands.
So 5, 10, 15, 20.
He is. Okay. Alright.
Puts him at in range, right? 5, 10, 15.
It does.
Yeah.
Yep, he's in 20.
Okay. Oh, he's not restrained. I don't have advantage anymore, huh?
That is true. You do not. They would just be a straight attack.
Hold on, that changes something. Give me just a second here.
Alright.
I'm going to go let the cats out from feeding times. So, I will be back.
Yep, because we've got Tarnin, Geisen, and Grelda to go as the next 3, so you got a minute.
Did I use 20 feet of movement or 15?
20 out
20.
loud.
Yeah, 20. It was 20 feet.
So this would be 25, this would be 30.
Yes.
Correct.
Yep.
He doesn't get advantage against me, but I can't do anything. I will attack.
Okay.
Not advantage. 17.
17 hits.
Okay, 17 gets no sneak attacks.
Nope, but you do get your normal attack damage.
Oh, there's 9.
9? 9!
5 is 9.
Damn. 9. All right.
And then
You bury your dagger in its like sternum up under, and then pull it back out.
yep, I don't get to do offhand. No, I'm two-handed.
You already used your bonus action to recall your dagger, so you don't have a bonus action for an offhand
Right.
attack. Yep.
Okay, then I guess he stands there and hopes the ghoul doesn't try to run away.
All right. Now it is Geisen's turn.
Now it's Geisen's turn. He goes 5, 10 feet, putting him at 5, 10, 15 feet away, which is well within the range of Toll the Dead.
It is. And he has been damaged, so.
Exactly.
Then
So
what am I
roll
rolling
an
against?
attack Or... I'm sorry, say again.
What am I rolling against?
1 second. Skill.
Is it wisdom?
Yes, that's what it was.
Wisdom saving throw. All right.
Wisdom saving throw.
And I'm rolling against a 16, right?
Correct.
That is a 19. Wisdom is 0, so 19. So he makes the save.
Okay. That will end Gason's turn.
That is it. All right, then, Grelda, you're up.
20, 25, 30, 35. Damn it.
Little legs.
Is it? Hold on. Let me make sure there's not like a better way I could do that.
5, 10,
5,
15,
10,
20,
15,
25,
20?
30.
25, 30, 35.
Okay, so let
Does that
me take control of your character. Let's do
All right,
this.
let me drop her back where she was.
All right,
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I would need...
Okay.
If you did that, I would need you to make an athletics check. Because you would be literally running on the edge. You can make it if you want to. If you want to go that route, I need an athletics check.
17 plus 5.
Yes, you definitely, just like a tightrope walker on the edge. Even though it's wet and your feet slip a little bit, without problem, you make it all the way around. You just run around the edge. Your little feet.
Little known fact, all of the best walkers in the world are yours.
It's our toes. They can like cling around the edges.
Yeah, it's kind of an unfair advantage, honestly.
Yes, Grelda's not wearing shoes. She just, she's gripping it with her toes.
It's with the shoes. No, so I'm going to attack recklessly, which means I have advantage.
Okay.
Got it written down here. 17.
17, that absolutely hits.
Oh, good. Okay.
Hey, John,
Yes.
as his bonus action, Geisen will drop the web.
Okay. Web is gone.
It would be just like guys and do that up.
You should have left it up after the battle, just see how long it takes Tanishi to get out of it.
Like, that would be such a Geisen bullshit action.
Alright, what'd you get, Grelda?
17 ouches, my good sir.
17. Then after this tightrope walk, literally as you're doing this tightrope run, you bring Sasha up, and as you stop and then take a swing, and it's just you chop like its head. You just separate it from its shoulders in one smooth stroke, and it hits the wall, hits the ground, rolls, and the body slumps and then falls back, but the head actually rolls down and then down into the water.
Grella says that felt good.
And the battle is over.
Trying looks over, or down and over, and says, I mentioned I'm glad you're on my side.
Grella begins cleaning Sasha, but she smiles, appreciating the compliment.
She's cleaning Sasha all six body. This one.
So Icky kind of like looks around at everybody in the dim light granted by his coin. Like, so, think we're on the right track then?
Yes.
I think so.
That's a +8.
I do.
I've been counting wrong.
What is a +8?
My to hit with Sasha. I have +7, so I must have gotten a bonus since I last
You
rolled my
do
hit.
have a +8, yep.
I'll be right at the back so I can memorize these down.
Yes.
I've still been hitting, so it's fine.
Well, that's because your strength modifier, oh, no, never mind. That's 5. Your proficiency bonus is 3. You have a +8 to strength and a +3 to your proficiency. That's why. But, continue.
Ooh. What's this?
What's what?
Nothing here.
There is a side passage that goes to the west, and there is a stone door to the northwest.
Was there anything on the body?
On which body?
The one at my feet that Sanishi is currently standing on.
Give me an investigation check. You want to take a look at it?
Did you guys check out the other ones before you ran over here?
All right. I need either one person give me an investigation check, or I'm sorry, one person with advantage, or 2 people together give me investigation checks, and we can just do that for all the bodies.
You don't want to get help.
Geisen has traditionally searched bodies.
Yes. All right, then Geisen with advantage.
12.
Is that with advantage?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't notice the bodies are unclothed. They don't seem to be carrying anything. The weapons they were using was teeth and claws. They look like they might have been humanoid figures before they were transformed into ghouls, but you don't really know how long they've been ghouls.
Refresh my memory. Did our pillbug friend want the claws for the poison? Wasn't that what it was?
I don't believe it was ghoul claws.
I did not write it down, I'm sorry.
Let me see. I did. Let me check my notes. No, I don't think he said he needed anything for the poison. The deal you made with him was if you buy a healing potion, you'll get a poison on credit for 60 gold pieces altogether.
Okay. So nothing on the body was taken. Got it.
Unless you want to check his prison pocket.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Nope.
Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy.
Nah, not this guy. Maybe some other guy's son.
Alright. So what are you guys doing?
If you guys want to hang here, there was another passage back there. I'm going to double check if there's nothing that's going to come back on us. I'll be right back.
Hey, Sean.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you explain what the white square was to the north?
That is a door.
I'm sorry, that's a what?
That is a door.
Oh, that's the door you described. Okay.
Yes. That is...
For some reason, I thought it was down the passageway that there was a door.
Nope, that is about, that is a stone door. Alright, so where's Tarnin going?
Just waiting for you to say it was good for him to start moving. He's gonna go back down here, sneakily. You want me to roll sneaky before I go any farther?
You can roll. You can definitely roll. You can give me a stealth check if you would like. You do remember that there was just a heated battle, so it's going to be a little more difficult. But
Okay. Oh, let's not look at guys in stealth. That was kind of scary. 8 and 6 is 14.
okay. And then as you round the corner, the western half of this foul-smelling cavern is heaped with bones, each scarred by the scraping of teeth. Most of the bones have been cracked open, the marrow within sucked out. And it is literally piles of bones. The flesh eaten off of them, the bones marred, and the marrow sucked out. This seems to be where the ghouls you just battled would deposit their meals.
That's where they deposit it?
After they were done with them.
Okay, moving forward a little bit more, do I notice what that other stuff is?
That is more of that mold, just kind of growing in the center of the room.
Great.
Wait, which mold? Is it the don't poke it with a stick mold or the regular mold?
It is the don't poke it with the stick mold.
Don't poke it with the stick mold.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
right now,
It is
all
the-
of them over with the stick.
If you want,
No, I don't.
I want to belly flop into the mold.
Nope, I don't. You go ahead and do that. You're the M. You can
Swan
do that all you want.
Swan dive. All right.
Hello, Sanishi. Just some nastiness and dead bones back there. I see a door.
Yes,
Grelda, would you like to kick the door?
You know it.
All right. Then, as Grelda walks up to the door, give me a
I guess
strength
I'll come up
check.
here. Strength check. That is not a saving throw. It is a regular check.
Regular
Gotcha.
check.
18.
18.
Yep.
It does take Grelda a couple of kicks. Your initial one, you see the door barely move, but after you kick it 2, 3, 4 times, each kick echoing in the chamber, then it finally falls back. The whole door just falls back and just slams on the ground, dust swirling and the sound just echoing through the chamber.
So this all happens and it's fine, but did we never actually attempt to open the door minus the kicking?
No.
He was about to ask that very thing.
There was no attempt. Like, you just walked up and just kicked the fucking door.
Yep.
So it could have been locked. It could have been unlocked. I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Nope, it's open now.
Some aggression out. Tarnin's laughing. Well, I mean, smiling about it.
But yes, the pathway is
No
now
wraps
open.
on it. It could have just, you needed to pull.
All right. Grelda's gonna start going down the newly discovered hallway.
Okay. Then
Given how narrow the ledge is, Tarnin will let Snishin and Icky go first.
okay.
Yeah, I'm going right after my little buddy.
Grelda percepts the shit out of this room.
All right, then I'm actually gonna move since Grelda's percepting. Move you right there.
Oh.
All right, so give me a perception check, and then I will describe the room to everybody.
It's cocked. I'm gonna roll it again.
Okay.
That is not cocked. I just like to say cocked.
I was gonna say it's cocked, just not. Isn't that like, British slang for fucked? Like, it's like,
You know, that wasn't.
a shit roll. That roll was cocked. Like,
It's 18, my good sir.
18. All right. As you enter, pardon me. As you enter the door, the air in this damp cavern reeks of a horrific stench, a foul combination of decay, brine, and mold. The cave contains a rickety table, its damp surface cluttered with all manner of what appears to be garbage. Empty bottles, bits of clothing, crumpled pieces of paper, feathers, and more lying in a neatly organized row. A painting leans against the far side of the table, facing a large leather chair that sits nearby. This chair's high back and cushion are horribly stained by smears of rotten meat, and its arms are sticky with blood. A smaller table sits against the southern wall, its surface heaped with plates and platters of rotten, maggot-infested meat. The horrific stench of the room seems strongest to the west, where the cave's wall have been overtaken by a horrific growth of dark green mold and dripping fungi. At the center, a patch of black luminescent fungus grows, its ridges and tumor-like bulbs forming what could almost be taken to be a humanoid outline. What appears to have once been an exquisite puzzle box in the size of a man's fist lies smashed on the ground at the fungoid feet's shape. In the chair sits a tall man with a blue and gold suit that looks immediately like it once could have been a nobleman's, a rich man's clothing, but the edges are frayed. It is just stained with blood, dried blood and gore, and the man is slumped forward, and on his face is hidden. There is a white mask on his face with 2 small eye holes. And as Grelda enters the room, he just the head just tilts up and looks at you.
Good thing that's not creepy.
It was meant to be cheery.
Hey, Geisen, looks like your mom's place.
Wow.
Alright, then as everybody kind of comes into the room, he just stares at Grelda, and then his head hits each person as they come by. And as Icky turns the corner, it flicks to you and it stops, and the figure's back straightens. And it just goes, You live. You've come. I told them it would work. No one believed me about you, just as they didn't believe me about the manor. He'll never come, they said. You'll never rebuild it, they said. He'll never let you, old Vorel. Not after what happened. But you're here. You've come.
Question for the DM?
Yes.
Is this the same smell that we smelled at the murder scene?
Yes, only exponentially stronger.
Question for the DM.
Yes.
Is this the same voice that met Icky and as Foxglove in the town?
No. This is different. It is not the same voice. You would not be able to equate them to be the same.
So Icky, steps into the room. Who are you? Who the hell do you think you are?
The figure begins to stand on the chair. Why, my lord, it's me, your lordship. I've been trying to get you to come. They told me you wouldn't, but here you are. You will join us. You will finally, she will see I was right.
So, when he says your lordship, Grelda's grip on Sasha becomes noticeably like something's about to happen. So, as a player, I'm telling you this because if you want to stop her from attacking, you have exactly half a second. Yep, she flies into her final rage.
No! As you begin to move forward, he kind of recoils and just yells out, "No! Be quiet or he'll hear! He'll come! Don't!"
Who will come?
He kind of...
Grelda pauses, mid-attack, just quivering with anger.
Icky?
Well, no, my question was going to be are you trying to hold Grelda back? Because...
Oh, yeah. He kind of he hunches over and you see this masked face just look around. The Skinsaw man, he will hear you. He will come. I don't... And then he points to Icky and he's... I won't let him take you. You will join us. I won't let him have you. And he's looking around the room.
So...
We want the Skinsaw man to come, so can we just kill you and summon him? That sounds great.
You don't want him here. Trust me, what he's done, what he did to Aisha, you don't want him to come.
So Icky, like, what's this guy's stature compared to Icky?
About the same. I would say he's low 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3", somewhere in there.
Like he's kind of cowering right now.
He's hunched forward as he looks around, definitely in a more submissive posture.
So Icky kind of like walks up to him, like slowly, but like puts like a claw on his shoulder, almost what is it, comfortingly, and kind of like pushes him up gently but firmly against the wall.
Okay. He is about 10 feet away from the wall at this point.
Oh, okay.
You can try to push him against the wall, but it's not like he's not right up against it.
Well, all right. So we'll keep with the firm claw on the shoulder, digging in like almost too hard, and just like, tell me everything you know about this.
He kind of you stand him up, and even though your claw is holding his shoulder up, his other shoulder kind of slumps down, and the head is turned downwards. They said they'd help us. The Brotherhood. They said they would make it right. But they brought him. He's here. He does terrible things. I try to stop him, but he always comes back. He says that we have to do it for our mistress. Always with the lists. Always the lists. And he just begins to in your grasp, kind of rock a bit. You have to keep him away. You have to help me.
I shake him, like, do you know what happened in town? Do you know what happened to the stable master?
He never tells me what he does. He talks about his art, and then he comes back. And he gives me another list from his mistress, and I have to show him where they are. And then I don't see what happens.
So Icky kind of glances back at the group, like, I'm not certain this is our killer.
It's not our killer, but he seems to be responding to you pretty well. See what else you can get out of him.
Can we just kill him? It sounds easier. And then we can just kill like everyone else who smells like this.
Alright, damn it, Tychus.
Thanks.
Yeah, at least there's that. So
I vote we kill him and then have tea.
I vote we get information out of him, and then you can do whatever you want with him. I don't care, but it's up to the girl to. I'm not convinced this is him, unless this guy is just. I'm trying to piece it together because the spirit made it sound like the Skinsaw man and Alden were one and the same.
So I.
I'm sorry, hold on. Do you say that out loud, Bill? Is that in character?
Yes.
All right. As you say that, you can see the figure kind of twitch, and he just goes, Alden's dead. He's been dead for days.
Who killed Alden? This is turning to the guy.
The Skinsaw man came and said he didn't have use for him anymore. And then there was 3, and now there's only us. But the Brotherhood, they will take care of us. They said they would.
Where is the Brotherhood?
He kind of looks around a little bit. his voice kind of drops and he like whispers, "The Brotherhood of the Seven, they're in Magnamar. His mistress is with them. They give the lists. They give the list to the Skinsaw man.
Give me names and tell me what these lists are. I promise, whatever he did to you, whatever you've seen, will feel like nothing compared to what I'm gonna do to you."
He'll hear you.
Stop.
He'll come, and then as he says that, he just drops to his knees and just begins sobbing for a minute. Just his shoulders and everything, a full body sob, and then just stops.
Intimidation roll out of this.
What was that?
I'm trying to get an intimidation roll out of this.
Well, as he sobs, like his shoulders are sobbing, and he just stops. And then he stands back up. And as he stands up, he, like, his whole body, just his posture changes, and he's standing up very tall. And he just kind of looks at Icky. And he's like, "So, you did come. I did not think you would. It appears his lordship was right about something."
Who are you?
"You have the pleasure of meeting the Skinsaw man, monk. Watch your tone when you speak."
I just have one question real quick. Just one. Is this figure in front of us a puppet to you? Or are you actually in that body?
The other is tiresome, I grant you. But I have need of him. He is necessary to help fulfill my mistress's demands.
Sorry, the other guy wasn't very helpful on what demands your mistress needed.
What demands? And then he starts, you hear a low laugh, and he reaches up and he grabs the bottom of the mask and takes it off. And you see just this, it looks like, almost like a ghoul, but different. It's an elongated face, his mouth is wide, his tongue is sticking out, he has sharp teeth. Let me... That's what you see as he stands.
No, he has good form even in death.
Yeah. He looks at you. My mistress gives me the list. The ones I've taken, I make into art. They have greed in their souls. And then he looks at Tarnin and he pauses. He goes, "But nothing compared to you, thief. You would make a good prize for my mistress. She would feast on you as she bottled your soul."
Where's she at?
"She's in Magnamar, but you'll
Magmar's
never...
pretty large. I was there. Didn't see her. Could you give me a little more to go on?
You'll never reach her, so I don't see the point."
I'm sorry, say it again, Sean.
"You'll never reach her, so I don't see the point. You, a two-bit thief with delusions of grandeur who cannot let go of your past." And then he turns and looks at Geisen, and I guess I'll have to show this to Lars later. And he goes, "You, this two-bit wizard who hides his past in a very real way from his friends." And then he turns to Icky, "And you, monk, who cannot even go home if you wanted." And then he turns to Grelda. "You, this dwarf, who wants to show her family what she can do."
I'm trying to get Sean's attention without interrupting.
Well, you're going to have to say something.
Okay. At that point, Tarnin does say something. "Sanishi, Grelda, go have fun. Take them out." Avenge, what was his name? With the stable master?
I can't believe you cannot remember his name. I'm offended right now.
Davrin Hosk.
His name is Fuckaway Dread Davrin Hosk.
For Davrin,
for Dabrin. All right. Grelda's gonna get started, but usually you make us do initiative before we're allowed to attack things.
Yes, everybody roll initiative. And as Tarnin says that, the Skinsaw man, his hands go out, and immediately you see some shapes kind of coalesce around him. And you see what looks to have once been goblins, but now look like some odd combination between goblins and ghasts.
It's like a gift for Sanishi. We are going goblin hunting today.
They are, they are deformed, and their tongues are 3 times as long, and their mouths are like wide open. But you can see that at one point in the past, these had been goblins.
As a player, I do wish someone had asked him what the name of his mistress was, because no one ever did.
I have... Icky is frustrated. Icky's rolling initiative there.
But everybody roll initiative. Alright, Icky, when you're ready, give me yours.
8.
8. Alright. Geisens.
14.
Grelda.
16.
Sanishi.
11.
Tarnin.
14.
Alright. So, Grelda is going to go first. Let me just double check something.
Okay.
Oh, I need to edit that. Okay. All right, Grelda goes first. This
All
is
right. I
not
assume
why.
I cannot do this because of that's probably like a thing. So
Cannot
I'm
do
gonna
what?
this instead. Go on top of this.
That is a broken.
Ladder
That
made
is
of
a
bones?
broken table. So
A
it would
broken
be.
table.
You can walk over it, but it'd be difficult terrain. So it's
And there's no
double the
reason to
movement.
when I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she will go here instead,
Okay.
and fly into a rage, attack recklessly, and she is going to attack the main dude because she has a bone to pick with him.
All right, then go ahead and give me your attack.
Damn it! One of them fell off. I don't know why they're like so strong. Oh, okay. 15 plus.
Powerful rolls.
I guess. I don't know. I'm literally just dropping them as far away from the edge as I can. So 15 plus 8. So I'm pretty sure that's going to...
That does hit, yes.
Yeah, okay. So, then what we do... Sorry, I was taking notes. I think that was the first time we've heard of the Brotherhood of the Seven.
Yes, it is.
Because the good neighbors told us about the Iron Ring.
Yep.
Which was different. Alright, 1d12. That is... you, my good friend. Oh, come on, are you serious? How much farther away from the edge can you be? Alright, still crappy. Well, this one at least I get a number, the last one I didn't get a number, so 10, 12.
12 damage?
Yep.
All right, you step up and swing, and he brings his arm up instinctively to block, and Sasha cuts down his arm, opens it up. You see some you see it opens it up, and where you would expect blood to drain, nothing does.
And that is all I got.
Geisen, you are up with Tarnin on deck. Actually, you both have 14, so you can do whatever you want. Geisen and Tarnin are interchangeable again.
Convenient.
You're not interchangeable in our hearts, I'm just saying.
Aww.
Oh, shit.
No, not interchangeable in our hearts.
Oh, not. Are you not entertained? No, we're not.
No.
Not barely.
1 second, I want to check out this spell real quick. Okay, so Dyson is going to step forward and cast Sleep.
Okay.
And 3rd level,
Oh, that's quite a lot.
All right.
Sleep.
Then at 3rd level, that would be 5d8.
Well, from what I'm seeing, it says roll 2d8 for each additional slot above first. And since it's 2 levels above first, you should get 4 d8 additional. Correct?
Hold on, let me...
At higher levels, when you cast a spell using a slot of 2nd level or higher, roll an additional 2d8 for each slot above first. This is at 3rd level. You should get 4d8 plus what's the original?
That's what I'm trying to find out. Because right now, when I...
Well, a total of 9d8.
hold on a second.
I have faith in me. I can read the spell to you.
No, I know. I'm... 5d8. How many hit points?
And then at the bottom, we should say
Yep.
higher level.
So 5, 6, 7. Nope. Yep. 89. Okay.
It's 10. And 18, 20, 21. And 29, 37. 37.
37. That would be... Alright. Then the goblin to the northwest, the furthest top one, as you cast it... What?
He's aiming... I didn't ping the map, I guess.
No, it, sleep affects the highest hit point creature that it can, and then works its way down. Starting with the creature that has the lowest current hit points, each creature affected by the spell falls asleep. So it actually starts lowest and works its way up.
Okay.
And
so I'm trying to get not the one nearest Gorilla, not the one to the northwest. In his sphere of 20 feet, but I really can't in this room avoid that 20 feet, can I? No, never mind. Go ahead.
You can hit since all of the goblins have the same amount of hit points. I can tell you, you will only be able to affect one.
Okay.
So you can pick. I will let you pick which one.
Well, it'd be one of the southern ones.
All right. Do you want the one directly to the south or the southwest?
The one in the south.
All right. Then that one does. You see that one actually? It tumbles over and falls asleep. Is there a good... we'll just do this one. Alright. So that is the one that is affected by the sleep spell.
Fantastic. Tarn will attack the main guy.
Alright. And you have advantage because there's a person next to him?
I agree. Not that you care that I agree, but I agree.
I care that you agree.
Oh.
Natural fucking 20.
Nice.
Yes.
Alright, in that case, let me bring the deck up. Nope, not that one. That one, I will deal 1 turn to Tarnin. There you go.
Is that the same die that's been doing you good all night, Tarnin?
Yes, it is.
Are you gonna like put it on a plinth or something?
I'm thinking, maybe, but what if I want to use it?
Oh, I don't want to steal it. I want to look at it. There we go. So, that was ranged. So, that would be the second one. Distracting jab. Double damage. And the target must make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw or have disadvantage on their next attack.
Damn.
Okay, so it says double damage. So,
People are going to kill this guy.
you have... since it's a crit, your normal is, it's a 1d4 normal damage, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you automatically do 4. Roll another 1d4.
Before we go any farther, can I use my bonus action first?
No.
Fuck. Okay, 1d4. It's a 3.
Okay, so that's 7. Now you roll your sneak attack.
That's an 8.
So that's 15 doubled to 30. All right, so you do 30 damage to him.
Yep.
And I have to roll a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
It should be one more than that, because these are the flight daggers, they get an additional +1.
That and to damage, that should be all rolled into what it shows. It should be 1d4 plus 5 is your total damage for the flight dagger.
Yeah. You said, I'm just checking my math. I rolled a 3, you said it was a total of 7, but it should be a total of 8, because I get a +5. 3 plus 5 is 8. Just saying.
So automatic 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 5. Okay, so it was, you got a full 4. What? So plus 5. So your initial would have actually been a 9. Doubled it plus 8, so that's 15. Or 17 doubled to 34. So it's 34 damage. He made a saving throw, so he doesn't get disadvantage on that. So that is 34 damage on the initial attack.
Alright. Other attack.
Now you do your second.
Holy shit.
Jesus. All right.
Where are you? I don't know where this is coming from.
All right, deal you another card that is Pierced Hand, which is double damage. Okay, so what? So it's so instead of having to roll for your second one, it's full. So that's 4 plus 5 is 9. Doubled is 18. So your second attack does a full 18 damage.
Perfect. And the bonus action, Tarn recalls his daggers.
Alright, so just one hand over the other. One sticks in his shoulder and he kind of reels back and hisses, and the other one like right in the side of his neck all the way through and just stops. And he gurgles a little bit as they vanish and reappear in your hand. And he tries to get out words, but all it is gurgling.
Damn, we can't interrogate him now. My bad, guys.
And it is Sinishi's turn.
Alright. I'm gonna move up here. And I'm gonna attack the main guy.
Tacky. 14 plus 8. Oh,
22.
14 plus 8 does hit.
Alright. Oh, jeez. Okay, 1d6. Oh. And 1d6 plus 6. Or plus 5, excuse me. I get 11 maximum damage.
11 damage. Alright, then go ahead and roll for your second one.
Second hand. Oh, look. That would be a total of 20.
That hits.
And not quite so much damage there. That would only be 8 damage.
8 damage. Then you walk up and just, like, one hand over the other, just bam, bam, and get both of them dig into his shoulder. His blue coat, like, splits open, and you see large gaping wounds, and you still see the 2 open wounds from Tarnin's daggers, but they haven't closed up. They're just wide open. You would expect blood and just, like, a lot of gore coming out of them, but there's nothing.
Huh.
Then it is the Skinsaw man's turn. He will actually go after... He will go after Grelda, because she did the most damage to him. He gets advantage on his attack against you. And he gets 3 attacks. He goes first with his large razor, his war razor. What is your armor class?
19.
13 plus 7, that's a 20. That hits.
I think I am going to force you to reroll an attack against me, good sir.
Oh, are you?
I think I am.
And what lets you do that, just so I know?
I rolled a 20 at some point in the near past, and so I've had this card with me.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, that is a 12 plus 7. Your armor class is 19.
Yep.
Tie goes, I believe tie goes to does not hit. So I think I have to beat your armor class.
Does that mean Tarnan has 2 of these right now?
No. I don't. Well, he would, and we can do that later, but
Okay.
Actually, there we go. I didn't know if I had that deck in here or not. There you go, Tarnan.
Hey, I love my party and all, but the rules as written, the tie goes to the attacker.
I think you might be right. I just want to double check. I don't want to be wrong.
I don't want to get hurt, but I want to just be honest.
Yeah, it's the attacker.
Yeah, it's okay. Alright, so that does hit. Wonderful. Well, in that case, I will roll. Where is it? That is an 8. That's not right. There we go. Then. 6 plus 4. That does 12 slashing damage to you, halved to 6.
Because I'm raging.
Because
so
you're
I have...
raging. Yep. So you down to 61.
Which I assume you're doing, because I'm...
Oh, I can. Yep.
I can also do it. I just don't want us both to do it.
No, okay, so I'll have you do it. So down to 61,
Okay.
so that was his first attack. His second attack is with his claws, which still has advantage. That is a 14 plus 5, that's 19, which is your armor class, so that hits. And that is 2d6. 5 plus 3, so that's 8 slashing damage, half to 4, so that's 4 more slashing damage. And that takes you down to 57. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Is this against poison?
Nope.
Damn it. I would have liked for it to be against poison. I'm just gonna say. 18.
18. All right. You pass. You feel your muscles beginning to lock up, but then you kind of fight it. All right. Then he is going to attack again. Sorry, Lee just texted me. There we go. He's going to attack again. He's going to try and bite you, which is a 16 plus 4, which is 20. So he does hit. So.
Due to her height.
Well, he should have advantage because he can bend down. He's got 1. So.
In his defense, dwarves are delicious.
12. Alright, so that's 12 piercing damage, half to 6. So you're down to 51, and I need you to make. I need you to make another Constitution saving throw. This one is versus poison.
Oh, it is. Okay, that means I get advantage. Yay! God damn it! Are you? I don't even know what to do, you guys. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna put a book on the.
I say, put something in front of it.
20.
20?
Like the first roll was a 20. So.
All right. So you again, you feel the poison coursing through your coursing through your body, but you manage to slug it off and not let it affect you. And let me make sure, see what else he can do.
I really like being me. This would have been really, really devastating on someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Then he is done. Icky, it's your turn. I'm gonna take 5 because I'm gonna tell the kids they need to start getting ready. You're welcome. All right. Icky, you're up. I'm back. Let's do this.
All right. Icky's gonna creep on down here and take a swing at this goblin here.
Oh, the one that's asleep?
Oh,
Yes.
Goddamn.
Well, I mean, you can. You'll have advantage on the attack because that's asleep.
Can he go above me?
No. I would say
No?
there's not
Okay.
that particular.
Like this or standing on the broken table are kind of my options.
So did kitty corner attack?
Yeah, if you attack the sleeping goblin Gask, you would have advantage on it.
Or you could attack the main guy. The rest of us.
From on a table?
Oh.
No, where he's at, you can still get the main guy.
Oh, I see.
You could. You can hit either.
See, the thing is, Icky has really mixed feelings about murdering the fuck out of this guy right now, because he's kind of bird brain fucked right now. Fuck it, I'll attack him. Why not?
Peer pressure wins.
All right.
Oh, never mind.
What'd you roll?
1.
All right. In that case,
Yeah,
Oh, you
I
rolled
rolled
that
that one.
dice?
I rolled this one.
Oh my.
Oops,
Yeah, that was a 1.
then we deal 1 card 2. Iggy. What did he get? Iggy got. You have advantage on your next attack. That doesn't seem right.
You gave me the wrong one again, I think. The what? Because grim determination is what I would get from this, right?
Yeah.
Melee?
Why
You have advantage
is
on your next attack against the target.
that? Huh.
Now, granted, all the other things on this card look bad. Like your
There you
weapon
go.
mounts off your target and strikes you in the face. You have disadvantage on your next attack. I think
Did you just luck out?
yeah.
Your weapon
Like, 'cause
bounces off your target and strikes you in the face. The projectile lands in a convenient location for the target. Yeah, that is like the other 3 are garbage, and that one actually is not bad. So I mean, that's what we're doing. So you have advantage on your next attack against him.
Neat.
Jesus.
Sean's crying on the inside. This is supposed to be a really hard fight.
I'm crying on the inside.
Well,
It's
two
not
20s,
I'm
two
not-
crits will do that. We'll stem the tide of a fight in a very different direction. All right, so go ahead and make your second attack, Icky. You have advantage on it.
All of those attacks.
I don't think I need advantage on that one, but we'll see what I get.
You always roll the second one in case it's a crit.
Yeah, no, this one was a 19.
Okay, that definitely hits.
That would have been a crit for me.
Oh.
6 damage.
6 damage. All right. Oh, there we go. All
Every
right.
ouch counts.
Then you swing forward with one of your claws. He manages to just like slap it out of the way and gets like a shit-eating grin on his face, and that just pisses you off for some reason. So you strike forward to the second one, and you just palm him right in the nose.
All right, well, yeah, fuck it. He's pissed. He's going to use a key point and give him the claw again.
All right.
He's suddenly less conflicted.
Okay.
All right, so that's going to be a 25.
That hits.
10.
Okay, 10 damage on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the second one.
That's a 20. That's a natural 20.
Natural 20.
What the hell? You guys have had more natural 20s in this session than I think you have the last 4 or 5 combined.
I would agree.
Easily.
Holy crap.
Well, okay, it's honestly, I know why. It's because a cat peed on my dice. My dice.
We haven't been rolling.
That we haven't been playing with.
I feel like this is a TMI situation.
Yeah, it might be.
It might be. But my horrible dice got punished. So all of our dice feel the redemption.
All right, so Icky gets max damage, and the target must make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw or be pushed back 5 feet. So you get max damage, so you don't even have to roll. So what would your damage be?
11.
That would be your max?
Yeah, because it's a 1d6 plus 5.
Alright, so that's 11, but it's doubled because it's a crit, and it's max, so that's 22 damage.
Jesus.
So you get him with that first one, and then you come back, and you just you reach forward and you dig your claws into the bottom of his throat, and you just literally rip his head off of his neck.
Oh, okay.
What? You can tell me if you want it to be non-lethal. But
I'm not looking to kill this guy. I still want. I mean, I know we fucked up his throat already, but Icky's really this guy is fucked with Icky's head. He wants answers from him.
I mean, you can always choose to do non-lethal damage.
He would not tear his head off.
Okay, you can always make the choice.
Accidentally cut an aorta or something.
Okay.
But Icky's not looking to kill him right now.
Would Icky be looking to
less than lethal damage?
Would Icky be looking to do non-lethal damage, intentionally?
Yes.
Okay, well in that case, you swing forward and your palm hits the side of his head, and it just his head snaps. Not like the neck snap that you've heard before, but his head just snaps to the side, and you see his eyes kind of go dark, and he just drops to the floor like a bag of. So he is out of it.
So wait, is this kind of a similar drop to the floor like he did before he transformed?
No, didn't fall to his knees. He fell like a rag doll.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Recognizes that he just got knocked the F out.
All right. Then anything else, Icky?
No.
All right. Well, in that case, then it is the goblins' turns. Okay. Then the one next to Grelda is going to attack her with advantage because you did reckless.
Mm-hmm.
18 plus 5. So the first one is a hit.
Uh-huh.
That is 7, 8. All right. So that's 4 slashing damage to you.
Total or halved?
That is the half damage because it's 8 half to 4, so that takes you down to 47. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Poison?
No.
Okay. Oh damn, that's not great. 12.
12? That's enough.
Oh.
All right. Then the one right below that. Oh, actually, wait. I'm sorry. That was just his first one. That second one, now it's going to try and bite you.
Wait, the second goblin?
No, the first goblin, its second attack, it's going to try and bite you. And that is 18 plus 3, so that's a 21. So that hits.
Mm-hmm.
And that's only a 2 plus 2 piercing damage. So that does 2 piercing damage to you. Which takes you down to 45. That one's done. Now the second one is going to attack you. Alright, first with its claw, with advantage. 4, that's a natural 20.
Oh man.
So that does...
Today.
7, well, it's advantage, because it was a 4 and a 20. So that's 7 doubled, 14 halved back to 7, and I need you to make another Constitution saving throw. Takes you down to 38.
7 damage. Wait, that didn't seem to work. 7 damage. Okay, so I'm at 38.
Yep, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Which landed cocked. There's like one crack where my art desk thing flopped up and it hit it. I promise I'm not cheating. There we go. 8 plus 16.
16? All right. You succeed on that one. Then it's going to bite you, which is... I rolled a 16 and an 18, so that's 21. So that's another hit. And that is... Oh, yep, this one. 8, 9, halved, rounded down is 4 more damage. So it takes you down to 34. All right, then this goblin is going to move up to here. And is going to attack you as well.
Hold on, wait a minute. So I know he can move through his companions without anything.
Yes.
But he just moved past both Sanishi and me.
You only get an attack of opportunity when he leaves your melee range, not when he enters it. So the fact he entered yours, Sanishi's, Tarnin, and Geisen's melee range, but he hasn't left anybody's melee range yet.
Gotcha.
So he's going to claw you. That's a 19 plus 5, so that's a hit.
Wait a second.
He has disadvantage.
If he moved through the Skinsaw man, wouldn't he have passed into and out of my range?
Yes, he would. So you would get an attack of opportunity against him.
I'm gonna take it.
All right, then give me a melee.
Oh, I'm gonna give you a melee.
Give me that melee.
17 plus 8.
That's a hit.
9.
9? All right.
Nice.
Then you do manage to get a nice rake across his back as he walks by. But it does manage to hit Grelda. And it does... It does 3 more damage to Grelda, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, 3 damage taken.
31.
12 plus 8, that's 20.
That
This plus
saves.
8 to my Constitution saving throw is a nice thing.
Saving you. Good lord, I haven't been able to hit you with any of these yet. Alright, then it's going to try and bite you with a 19 plus 3. That's 22. That hits. I will say this having advantage on attacking you is very nice. And
Yeah, we
8,
wasted that on the other
9,
fight.
5. Okay, so halved, that's 4 more damage. So it takes you down to 27. And
Even he's now on rough terrain, does this guy really still have that advantage?
yes. Rough terrain to walk over. Just it takes an extra 5 feet if you want to cross it.
But attacking doesn't make a difference to your attack.
I wasn't gonna have you guys do it. I'm just like I thought somebody was gonna stand on it to attack the Skinsaw man, so I'd already figured out that I wasn't gonna have you guys take that, so just carrying it over.
Okay.
If the table was not broken, however.
Oh man.
There would be
See,
no acrobatics.
first time you DM in like 6 years, and you're still trying to remember how to do it, and 8 years later, you're still getting shit for it. Oh my god. Alright, so it's Grelda's turn, but since you are within 5 feet of a ghast to start your turn, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw against poison.
Oh, yay. Okay. Let's... So, 12 plus 8 or 18 plus 8. Take your...
You succeed. All right. And it is your turn.
My turn?
Yes.
Let's see. Who do I want to murder? I think I'm going to murder the one that no one else can reach. So
Murder.
to my left.
All right.
Left to left.
Shocking. No one. I will attack recklessly.
Mild shock.
Mild shock. That's a natural 16 versus a natural 15. So we'll go with the 16 plus 8. 22.
That hits.
Wait, 23?
That still hits.
How does math work?
The 22 hits, but the 23 not so much.
All right, okay. 1d12. Oh, only 3. 5, 6, 7, 8. 10. 10 is my total, sir.
All right. So you manage to get a nice cut in its side.
That is it. I have no more.
All right, then it is Geisen and Tarnin.
Okay.
Wait, hold on just a second.
Yeah. Don't you
Okay.
have 2 attacks?
So say that again, Tarn?
Do you not have 2 attacks?
I do not have 2 attacks. I do, however, I just realized that this inspiration card, I could probably... Can I play it in the middle of a battle?
Why not?
Which one?
You and your allies immediately get
that's
the
not
benefit
what-
of taking a short rest.
You can use that anytime.
Okay, I was thinking I had to wait till the battle was over and we just wouldn't have to waste the time, but if I can use it now, let's do it.
All right. Then everybody, you can take a short rest on your D&D Beyond character sheet, which allows you to get back some abilities, or you can use hit dice to regain some hit points.
Well, I am glad that I was using key points.
Yeah, you get those back on a short, don't you?
Yes, I do. I wish I'd used more key points now.
Yeah, there should just be a short rest button that you can hit and just do everything.
So I can use 5 1d12s plus 5s, it sounds like, up to.
Up to, yes.
And I can do them one at a time.
Yes. And then you can keep going, stop whenever. You don't have to give the amount prior to.
I'm actually going to just write them down. I didn't roll that when I was doing a damage. Actually, do I have any other d12s? Is this my only one? No, there should be one in here. Yes. There's my friend.
Okay, finish the chart.
What was that?
When we're doing a short rest on there, how do we use our hit points on the short rest on D&D Beyond?
Let me see.
Okay.
You click short rest.
Yeah, I did that.
Then...
I mean, I have to manually roll the dice?
You have to manually roll, yes.
Oh, got it. Not a problem.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember where you mark off hit dice on D&D Beyond.
It's when you do the...
That part I did, but I...
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's manually rolled because it is whatever your hit dice is. I mean, it could get a 1. You could end up getting 4 or 5 1s and not regain much hit points.
But I needed 4 and I got a 5, so I'm good.
Well, there you go.
I used 4 of my 5 hit dice.
Wait, short rest. Mine says like right by.
Alright, tell me when you're ready, Sean.
Well, you can, as long as you change it in D&D Beyond, you're fine.
Okay, then I'm good.
All right. So what do you add all together?
62 out of 67.
Okay. Anybody else use hit dice? What are you at?
I don't have permission to do short rests or long rests on Geisen's character.
All right, I will do it on Geisen's character. Short rest.
I'm gonna refill my water quick. I'll be right back.
All right, he is not using... Do you want him to use a hit die?
Yeah, might as well. He only needs to use 1.
All right, 1d6 plus 2. Go ahead and roll it.
D6 plus
Oh,
2.
it's 3. He only has... That. Never mind. Don't bother rolling it. 3 is the least he can get, and that's how many hit points he lost. So he's back up to full.
Sounds good.
Then, Sinishi, did you use 1?
Yes, and I just upped my thing appropriately.
To... What are you at now?
51 out of 57.
All right. And then, Icky, did you use a hit die?
I did. I gained 7, which I am working on
7,
doing
so you're
that.
at 43.
Yes.
Okay. Then Grelda used that, and that makes it Geisen's turn. Now that we should all be...
A little more healthy.
Yes.
So, okay. The one right next to Geisen is already injured, so he's gonna...
It is injured and
to
asleep.
pull the bed.
Yes. Okay.
Will he get advantage on this attack?
It's because it's not an attack though. He's asleep.
Okay.
If you did a melee attack, it would be, but for this,
Hold on.
what was that?
Geisen and Tarnan are way up there, and the one that is injured next to Geisen and Tarnan is who Geisen is looking at.
Did that one? Oh, yep. Okay, never mind.
This one right there.
Yep, I gotcha. Alright, so that is a 2. That
Does
failed.
it get advantage?
What was that?
Hold on. Alright, maybe.
It's a Toll the Dead is a saving throw. It's not an attack, so you wouldn't get it. There would be no advantage or disadvantage.
Okay, cool. So he failed?
Yes.
You just don't get a murder.
That's 212 coming at him. So he gets +5 for this modifier, is that correct?
I would have, let me look at the spell really quick. 2d12. There's no modifier for it.
Got it. Alright, that is. Fuck. That's a total of 8.
8 damage? Alright.
Yep.
The creature grabs its head, and you can see, like, its head begin to crush in. But it's looking pretty bad, but it's still standing.
It looks pretty bad, huh?
It does.
Okay. So Tarnan. Tarnan will take 1 attack at that thing since it's right there.
Alright.
He grows his miraculously back up to full almost. Okay, so Tarnan takes 1 attack at that guy
Alright.
with advantage because of Sanishi.
Yep.
Thank you, Sanishi. A 13 is much better.
Well, you have 3 people that are directly next to it, so yeah.
That's true. Okay. So that attack, 13 and where the hell is it? 13 and 8. It'll probably hit. It's well over 20.
Yep, that it.
Okay. I don't get my hex, but I do get sneak attack. Okay, so 1, 5, 6, 10, total 13.
13? Alright, then you manage to. It is not direct. It is turned to look at Geisen, since he's the one who cast the last spell on it. And you just go and stab your dagger in between its ribs, where its heart would have been. And as you pull it out, it kind of looks at you and tries to take a step forward and just falls in a heap.
Okay. As a bonus action, so I don't get the second attack on the second target. I only get a second attack on the first target, but it's dead. So the one here,
Okay.
I will use no, I won't, because I won't be able to get it back then. Move my hex on that one there.
Alright, let me mark it down. And then I need to carry Olivia upstairs to bed, because she's apparently asleep.
Okay.
So, stand by for just a moment.
Remind me what your hex does?
What?
My hex gives me a +6 to damage, or plus 1d6 to damage, and I can choose to do something debilitating on them, but it never seems to pay off. 1 second here. Once upon a time, I thought it was really cool.
Do we still not know
You
that
guys curse on Say again? But there are so many options with this guy. So many options. I kind of, instead of just focusing on one thing, it's hard for me to figure out which one's going to be best to do because based on the situation, based on who's where, he gets bonuses to this, that, or the other thing.
Yeah, I'm really glad that character's very simple. She attacks mostly with the one weapon, and that's it. It's quite convenient.
Yes, I agree. There's a reason I like big dumb fighting characters, and that's because their combat is just big dumb fighting. It does handicap me in the RP, unfortunately.
You could play a smart fighter.
I can, but dumb fighters are fun.
Well, it sounds like that's what's limiting your RP then.
Accurate. I mean, and I think there's also for me there's also like the thing where when you're a medieval fighter, let's be honest, you're taking a lot of blows to the head. Like the odds you're gonna be smart are low.
I don't know, I feel like intelligence isn't necessarily a factor of how many times you've been hit in the head. Although we do tend to have low intelligence scores, so we wouldn't be like geniuses, but we wouldn't necessarily need to be single-minded, like half idiots either.
I mean, I have given myself, I guess I have +1 to wisdom.
So you have a decent history score.
Yeah, my history has a +3. I don't remember why I did that.
Probably because your character was theoretically trying to learn more about people?
Probably. I know the survival was for, living out on their own.
No, that's Spanish. Dorian. What came to mind was Donata. It's like, no, wrong language.
Or was it?
I don't think it's an appropriate response either.
That's one of the problems of having fragments of like 5 different languages in my head is every single one of them becomes interchangeable.
Yep. I came back from Japan and it was really hard for me to take a Spanish class.
Yup.
All right. Sorry, Olivia was basically half asleep and couldn't make it upstairs by herself.
Well, we lost, everyone else, too, so...
It looks like Bill's still here.
I see Bill.
And you're still here.
No, I'm not here.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm almost there.
Well, it's Geisen's turn. So, wait, no, it's not Geisen's turn. Geisen went, Tarny went, Sanishi's turn.
Oh! Cool. Okay, he's down... Really? There's only, one guy standing right now?
No, there are 3.
There are a couple. There are 3.
Okay.
The one to the south is asleep. The one to the west has the hex on it.
And the other one is the only one that has taken damage thus far.
Yes.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, Sean. Oh no, because dude's still alive, so Sanishi can't occupy that space, can she?
No, he is still there. He is in a heap unconscious on the floor, but he is still there.
Okay.
It's the story of my life.
So I can't even cross over.
Could she cross through him?
No, because he's not an ally. You can only move through allied spaces.
Icky complicating all the shits.
Yeah, you're kind of a jerk.
I know, duly know you missed it.
Fuck that fucking...
Yeah, having insects in here again is great. I missed that.
Well, I mean, shit. Can I fit on this little?
No, we already asked you.
No,
Can go there.
there's not enough room there.
Obviously, I'm focused. Well, I guess I'm attacking the sleeper.
Okay. Then you have advantage on it because he's asleep.
Roll good. Roll good.
That's
I rolled 2 7s.
lucky, right?
Sure.
In a way, yeah.
Well,
in a way.
what's your plus?
Yeah, it was 8 last time, I think, wasn't it?
But it's
Yeah.
8 billion if she rolls 2 7s.
Yes, it's 8.
So that is 15.
What did you say?
And if you, since we already decided that hitting the exact armor class hits, he has an armor class of 15, so that hits.
Alright.
And since he is asleep and therefore restrained, it is an automatic crit.
Ooh.
Oh.
So your damage is 1d6 plus 5, so you automatically get 6. Roll another 1d6.
Three.
3, so that's 9 plus 5 that's 14 damage.
Yay.
And that one is D. All right.
I'm sorry, it's the battle music that it just switched to. It's the boss music from Castle Crashers.
Is it? This is Prelude and Action by Kevin MacLeod.
It sounds like it.
It might be. I don't know.
It sounds exactly like it.
All right. So Shinichi, you can do your offhand attack, and you get advantage on that as well.
Oh, cool. That would be 23.
That also hits, which also makes it a crit. So that's 6 plus, and roll a d6.
That's a 9 again.
So that's 14 more damage, and that is enough to kill him.
Yay!
Oh.
So
I still want to take my other attack.
What was that?
I still want to take my other attack for being a. Oh wait, no, I can't.
You don't have anybody to attack. Otherwise, you'd be able to.
She's got movement.
Can she move? in between?
Let me. Is it just a second attack? Your extra attack, you can attack twice whenever you take the attack action. That would need to be together, not split up by because it's all a part of one big action, and when you move, that kind of breaks that action up.
So kind of like the same thing that I just went through.
Something like that.
Because
But
my first attack is a success, but I can't take a second attack on a second target, only on the first target, which is already dead.
she could take a second attack on another target. She just can't move in between those two attacks because it's a part of one large action.
Right. So like I could try to attack.
Because it says when she takes the attack action, you can take 2 attacks.
Yeah, no
that
one
is
could
one
stop me from
action.
attacking the big dude, but I think Icky would.
He is
pretty
the
pissed.
big dude is down and unconscious. You can absolutely kill him if you would like. But you cannot move and then do your second attack.
You could throw your axe at it.
What would Sinishi do?
What would Sinishi do?
He killed my friend.
Why is the answer to this question always, what's the most dickish thing someone would do?
This isn't dickish. He killed my fucking friend.
Sinishi is violent and
So
vengeful.
I'm attacking him.
Alright, he is already near death. Give me an attack with advantage.
That would be 13 plus 8, yeah, 21.
That hits. Then he is dead. So you go down and your axe goes deep into his chest, just like cracks his sternum open as the axe goes through it. And then you pull it out. And again, you would expect there to be blood, but there is no blood. There's just a little bit of gore on your axe that came back with it. And it is Icky's turn.
What would Icky do?
Icky stares at the now lifeless husk on the ground and just starts muttering to himself. And that's Icky's turn.
All right, then it is the two gas turn. They will attack Grelda again. Did Grelda still recklessly attack on her last turn?
Yes, of course.
All right. That is... Oh, that one misses.
What?
That
Sorry.
one hits, though. The claw misses, but the bite hits.
Oh, wait, no, I don't have a roll on the bite.
No. Yeah, I mean, you can roll for the fun of it, but...
I did roll for the fun of it, and it was a decent roll. For the record.
All right, then Grelda takes 3 damage.
Okay.
From the first one. Then the second gas is going to do the same thing.
Miss?
16.
Like
Nope, that one hits.
Damn it. This one I do have to roll for, though.
Yes, 6. All right. So you take 3 more damage, and I need a roll. I need a.
All right, so I'm at 56.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Not against poison?
No.
24.
24. That succeeds.
Yep.
Then his second one where he tries to bite ya. That hits. That's 3 more damage. And it's your turn. I'm sorry, their turns are over. It is Grelda's turn.
I think she's gonna attack recklessly. Just
What?
I feel it in my jellies.
I don't believe it.
She is going to continue attacking the ghast that is she last attacked, which is the one right here, just for the record.
All right.
14 plus 8, 21. 12 plus 8. So we'll take 14 plus 8.
That hits.
Alrighty. This is my d12. 10.
10. That one was damaged earlier. So with Sasha, you come down and from the top you split it halfway down its sternum. It separates. You do see some gore and bile leaking out as it just kind of like drops straight to the ground. And it just sits there. Like it manages to like its butt on its legs and it just kind of sits there kind of open.
Is it dead?
It is dead.
Grelda gets to attack another thing. Yay! I'm gonna attack the other thing.
The other thing
The other thing.
that has also been damaged. No, that one hasn't.
Oh wait, that's
Okay.
19.
That hits.
R3. We'll take the 19, I think. We'll take the 19.
Take it.
I'm gonna use my other d12. Actually, no, I'm not gonna use my blue one. 4, damn it. 11.
11 damage. All right.
Yeah. Wah, wah.
Wham, wham, wham. All right. Then it is Tarnin and Geisen.
Okay. DM
Yes.
question. Is the main guy is dead?
Yes.
How many death saving throws did Sanishi's attacks actually cause on me?
The death saving throws don't work the same for monsters and NPCs.
So you're saying that I can't just try to save him from the brink of death? It's been less than 6 seconds.
I would say no. That really, I can't say I would say no. I would say given his ghoul status, if nothing else, it is different. It is not normal human anatomy anymore.
Okay. That's fair.
I could be talked into it. I could be talked into it if it was a normal human person, like a normal man, but he is an undead creature as a ghoul. So I'd say I'm telling you that I'm not going to let you try because I wouldn't think it would work, given the fact that he was already undead.
Okay. In that case, Tarna will use these beautiful gifts that Icky has borrowed or has given him, and attack with advantage on our goblin ghast friend.
I'm wondering how many of these attacks it's going to take for me to really regret giving these to you this early in the campaign.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you already regret it.
I just like these are super cool. I don't want to wait a while. I just want to give them now.
It's such a great character to give him to.
So what'd you get?
A 19.
That definitely hits.
Beautiful. Good sneak attack. Oh, it would also be good to have a D4. First one, oh yeah. 14 plus 5 is 18.
18? You just throw the one, it goes right over Grelda's head. Like, she actually feels her new, very soft hair kind of flow aside, and it just goes and sticks right in the ghast's forehead, and it just falls over backwards.
As a bonus action, I recall it. As a bonus action, I turn to Icky and say, these things are fucking amazing. Thank you.
I will let you recall it, even though you didn't hit with the second one, so technically that wouldn't work.
Oh, fine. I'll attack for that.
You have to walk 10 feet and go pull it out of its head.
No. I'll take the 17 that I rolled on the attack.
It would be disadvantaged because it's prone.
Huh?
It would be disadvantaged because it's prone.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll take the 12 out of the disadvantaged one, plus my 8, which gets to a 20. So I sink my other dagger into it and use my recall.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll go with that. All right. So the battle is over. All of these creatures have been killed.
Still turns Icky. These are fucking amazing.
Icky is just continues to stare at the Skinsaw man, just muttering to himself like they did it for me. They did it because of me. Why is it always because of me?
I turn to Grelda, just nod and avenge.
Grelda nods back and also pulls out a wineskin and hands it to Icky. Well, cider skin. Is that a thing?
It is now.
Yeah.
Icky is unresponsive to this gesture. He's
Tarn
still
puts a hand on Grelda's shoulder and says, I'm sorry you lost a friend.
Grelda says, it's not over.
No, but I hope this is a step in the right direction.
She nods and hands him the now rejected cider skin.
Yep, Tarn takes a drink.
Then, do you hand it back afterwards?
Yes.
Then I pass it to Sanishi.
Take a drink.
Grelda also takes a drink, and then once again offers it to Icky.
Gyson waits patiently looking at this passing back and forth.
Sorry, I was going by the pictures. I also hand it to Gyson after Sanishi.
Gyson indignantly pours some into his bourbon bowl and begins to sip as he hands back.
All right, and then it goes to Icky, where no Icky can respond.
Icky, like without taking eyes off, like reaches up, takes the skin, takes a deep slug off of it, and then just kind of like his hand doesn't quite hand it back, but doesn't drop it either. His hand just kind of like hangs in the air.
Grelda takes it so that it doesn't fall into the ick and the goop and the gore.
So, Icky.
Hey, man. Like Grelda said, this isn't over. We just got to figure out what the next step is. And I'm thinking we're going to have to make a trip to Magnamar, check out this Brotherhood of Seven.
I just want to know if this type of thing happens frequently.
Which thing?
The whole apparently undead worshippers coming out to, worship them. It kind of seems like it.
I don't know why they want me. I don't know why I'm important. I need to know. You killed him.
He killed my friend. What else would I do? Well, he was also already dead.
Icky gets up to leave.
Leaves the room?
Yeah, just like gets up and says like, okay, we're done here. Let's go to Magnamar.
Alright, Icky turns and walks out of the room.
Grelda,
Captain
will you go with them, please? I'm going to check the body, see if I can find any more clues.
Grelda follows him. And
Okay.
then she actually would talk to him, but I want to allow them to finish the roleplay stuff before we do a little side thing.
Alright, then if you're gonna loot the body, give me an investigation check. And we'll just do the room in general. Just give me an investigation check for the room.
Investigation. Can I do it with advantage? Actually, can I do one and Geisen do one?
Yes, you can each do one if you prefer.
I prefer. Fuck. As usual, Tana gets a 2, and Geisen gets a 10 plus investigation. Jesus. 10 plus 8 is 18.
18. Alright, Tarnan doesn't find too much on the body. Geisen finds a small, like in one of his pockets, connected by a small chain. He finds 2 tarnished iron keys on a small keyring. The head of both keys resemble a roaring lion. As you look, that's all you find on the body itself. As you look around, you see on the table where you had seen a very neat line of random items. A closer inspection of those items show them to be things that Icky had used. It starts with 4 of Icky's feathers, perfectly aligned. You see an empty vial that looks like it might have contained a health potion that Icky might have used. You see an empty tankard from the bar, the hagfish. It actually has the hagfish on it, and it is tilted on its side. And then there is a series of charcoal drawings, not high quality, but because of what else is on the table, Geisen is able to figure out that they are drawings of Icky.
Captain, who is this bird we're hanging out with? I mean, I'm cool with them, but the fuck is all this?
I don't know.
And oh yeah, I'm sorry. As you have this, you two have this conversation, Geisen also finds a folded piece of paper that is
Oh, can we have Nate read this aloud just for funsies?
do it, Nate.
Oh, all right. Yeah, dance, monkey, dance.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay in like solemn Icky mode, but all right. Alder, You have served us quite well. The delivery you harvested from the caravans far exceeds what I had hoped for. You may consider your debt to the brothers paid in full. Yet I still have need of you, and when you awaken from your death, you should find your mind clear and able to understand this task more than in the state you lie in as I write this. Oh, gotta scroll down.
You can click it to make it bigger.
You shall remember the workings of the Sahedron ritual, I trust. You seemed quite lucid at the time, but if you find after your rebirth that you have forgotten, return to your townhouse in Magnamar. My agents shall contact you there soon. No need for you to bother the brothers further. I will provide the list of proper victims for the Sahedron ritual in 2 days' time. Commit that list to memory, then destroy it before you begin your work. The ones I have selected must be marked before they die. Otherwise, they may do my master no good, and the greed in their souls will go to waste. If others get in your way, though, you may do with them as you please. Eat them, savage them, or turn them into pawns. It matters not to me.
Sinisha, Mistress of the Seven.
I didn't realize until the end I was reading it as a mistress, so here we are.
That's all right.
I think that's even more appropriate.
Yeah, no, I think that's perfect. Well done. You are.
All right, so with the reveal of that letter and it being 10:30, we'll call it for the evening.
Actually,
Right.
I don't want to forget the slight bit of roleplay that I want to have with Icky. Would
okay.
it be okay if we did that real quick?
Yeah, I think so. Go ahead.
Would you like a moment?
Yeah, just give me a...
All right, yeah. So Icky like walks out of that cavern area, like into the where the watery drop is, like just like stands there and stares down for a moment.
Grelda comes up and stands next to him, and I assume she did overhear when you said something about you needed more information. You wanted to know why it was happening, right? You said that out loud.
I would assume so. I was saying loud enough for anybody to hear.
Okay. So she walks up to him, and she knows nothing about what just happened in there and like any of the shrine to Icky that is happening.
Right, and Icky, like it's I'm kind of like, wow, it's serendipitous that I decided to storm out then. Neat. Anyway.
So she walks up to Icky, and like she doesn't touch him or anything because like that is rude, but she stands next to him and she's still got the flask of cider in her hands. And she says, "You're my friend too. You don't have to tell me anything if you don't want to, but if you need information, I'll help you find it."
I just... Why do this in my name? Why do this for me? Why do I always incite people to violence? Still just like staring right at the pool, just lost.
You haven't incited any of us to violence. We were violent before we met you.
Out of character laugh. Yeah, right. Like, she's like, this is different. It shouldn't be like this. He said I can't go home even if I wanted to. He was right. I need to know why me. I need to know why I'm important, why I make these things happen. I need to find them.
Let's figure it out together. And she hands him what remains of the cider skin.
Yeah. After waiting on, finally, turns and looks at the cider skin, looks at Grelda, takes the skin,
Thank you. And finishes it and hands it back.
She tucks it away to be refilled later. Alright, that's kind of all I had planned. I do want to point out there's still the thing in the ceiling. So I know we want to go to Magnamar and we're very excited.
No, and Icky's like
The thing in the
totally
ceiling?
into like he still wants to like get answers, and just leaving this place would not net him any answers. In fact, eventually he'll realize that just walking away from the corpse without investigating it is a really great way to not get answers.
And I will say that as this conversation is happening and as the table is being searched, you all hear a wail, a female wail that turns into a high-pitched scream that slowly fades away into nothing. And that's where we'll end it.
Alright.
Thanks, Hilda.
Arnon's on my chat, I know.
Oh.
So does it sound kind of like the monkey tails?
The monkey screech?
No, it sounded like a woman's screech.
Very much like a woman? Okay.
The female whale.
Like Aisha, perhaps?
Perhaps.